up guys, Candace B here. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. Welcome back to my subscribers and welcome to my new ones. So as you can see, my chart for GJ looks kind of crazy right now, but I just wanted to do a really quick mid-week market recap of just what's been going on with GBP, JPY, and some of the trades that I've taken so far this week. And of course, you guys already know, as I always say as a disclaimer, this is just the way that I market my charts. This is just the way that I trade. I'm not saying trade like me or anything like that. I'm just showing you guys my process just for those of you who are interested. I know a few of you are, so I'm just kind of showing you what my thought process was and just how I've been trading this week. So that being said, let's get right into it here. So I'm just going to zoom out and we're going to start at the beginning. So with my last analysis video that I just made, I was showing that, there's that upward channel on GJ. And if I go to the 4-hour time frame, you can kind of see it a bit better, that there was this upward channel. And this was the no man's land that I spoke about before, and price was trading above it. So once the end of last week came, we saw that there was quite a bit of bullish pressure to end off the week. So when market opened this week, I did see that pull back. So what I did was I just waited for that pullback to exhaust because I like to look for breaks and retests. So I figured that if we're kind of looking at this as like a dynamic resistance area where you see this touch, you see this touch, you see this touch, you see this touch, and you see that price broke out of it, I was waiting for just that retest. And I think I explained something along the lines of that in my analysis video, but pretty much that is what I saw pretty early. So around, I think it was like 1 a.m. midnight on Monday, I did take a buy and I did exit just at the top. And the reason why I exited just in this area was just because when I went down to the lower time frames, I did see that price was exhausting. So I said, okay, when I looked left, there was a bit of traffic here. I told myself, let me just exit just because I'd rather, just secure my profits as opposed to waiting out some, consolidation and then my emotions got the best of me. So once I got out, price did end up pushing back down for New York session Monday morning, and then it started doing this consolidation. So for me, what I always do, and I always try to push myself to do, is to put my stop losses in profit or at least at break even when I see momentum on my side. So that's what I did here. And even though my stop loss was at break even, I still wanted just to secure my profit. So that's what I did. So moving on, I saw, obviously I didn't know that this was consolidation just yet, just because price is still playing out. So when price came back down here, I saw kind of another zone being formed. And so I kind of waited for an indication that, okay, there's some bullish momentum. And that is what I saw here. A really quick, 1 hour trade pretty much. I got in around this area, 137,390, and I just exited right when I got back into this consolidation. So once I saw price pushing down, I exited and I took my profits again, and along the way still putting my stop loss at break even as price pushed up. So those are Monday's trades. This trade was taken around 10 a.m. and I did a vlog showing you guys my profits from that. So that's on my other channel, so check that out. So I definitely like to review my mindset and the processes and why I entered trades, why I exited and whatnot. So for me, it was kind of like, okay, yes, I wanted to secure profits, especially since it was a Monday morning. That's a great Monday, to be honest, to get 2 winning trades. And what happened after that was I was pretty much finished trading until the next trading day. So technically it was still the Monday, but it was the next trading day because it was after 5 p.m. and that is considered Tuesday if you're going by GMT time. So for this trade, I was in pretty good profits. Again, I just saw that price was starting to break above this zone, and so I took a buy. And I was in pretty good profits, but then I saw price reverse, so I exited really quickly, and then it ended up going down. It would have hit my stop loss, if anything. And then silly me, I decided, okay, to re-enter. I should not have done that, I'll be honest, but I just want to be transparent, and I definitely learned from this. But I saw that price closed above this zone, and it was still in that bullish momentum for the most part, even though now looking back, I can see that we were definitely in consolidation. But I decided to take a buy here around 2 a.m. in the morning. So now technically this is Tuesday, and I thought that price would still have enough momentum to push up here. which it did eventually, but I was stopped out before that could happen, which was fine. I feel like my trade was managed well, my risk was managed well, and after that, I learned I did not re-enter the market. I did not try to revenge trade from that. I was just like, okay, cool, let me go to bed. So that's what I did, went to bed. Now this is Tuesday still, and this is around 9:30. So when I woke up, I kind of looked at the charts. I saw that price is pushing down, and most importantly, if I just zoom out on the 1 hour, I see that price has now broken down out of this channel, this bullish channel. So for me, that was an indication that, okay, now the bears are coming in the market. What I wanted to wait for was a pullback. But for me, once I saw that there was that momentum, I did enter a little bit too early. My stop loss initially was above this zone, and I had a higher take profit. My take profit was around this area, but I got in and price did pull back, so I just held that pullback because I figured that it was going to pull back either to this zone to retest this zone or to retest the channel, which instead it retested the channel. So my stop loss was still valid. And then once I saw price start to push down, I put my stop loss into profits, and then I ended up manually exiting, closing out just to secure my profit. So one thing with me that I need to definitely work on is just to let my trade play out. And whether, of course, it be hitting my stop loss or my take profit, of course, you always want to close your losses early, close them quickly. But this is more so for when I'm in profit. I need to let the trade run, especially when my stop loss is already at break even or it's in some minor profits. I have nothing to lose. So I shouldn't be, scared to just hold out, because if I had just held out, then it would have hit my take profit, which was down here. But either way, pretty decent profits for a Tuesday. And then price ended up pushing down. So this zone here is just to indicate that no man's land. This is where no man's land was. If I go left, again, this is no man's land. This was the top of it. So I definitely felt that this was important to have here, just because, of course, there was going to be a lot of issues when price came here. So when I saw price come here, I thought that because it was tapping into no man's land again, it was underneath here previously, I was assuming that this was now becoming a support as opposed to when it was previously resistance, back when it was consolidating in no man's land. So I did take a buy, but just silly trades, to be honest with you. I shouldn't have gotten in, and I knew I shouldn't have gotten in here on these trades when I did, because as you can see, I closed them out as soon as possible. And yeah, this was just, me just being on the markets too much. And even when you look at the times, this was 2 o'clock p.m., 2:30. There was no need for me to trade at that time. So, and you can see, I had such a good profit here. What's the point of re-entering? So just reviewing, just telling you kind of my mindset after the fact, but during, I was kind of like, okay, let me see. I was trying to call tops and bottoms pretty much. When I got to this area, I was trying to call tops and bottoms, which, you're not supposed to do that in Forex, to be honest. For me, I don't want to do that because you don't know what the market is going to do. So you can't be saying, okay, nope, it's going to go up from here. It's like you have to just wait for price to show its hand. So yeah, I got out in a small profit and then a small loss here. And then with this trade, when I'm looking back and I'm seeing, obviously you can see that price was definitely starting to get bearish, but I did enter a buy. I made sure this time that my stop loss was tighter than before, but it did end up hitting my stop loss, which I was okay with. Again, trade managed. This was 6 p.m. on Tuesday, so that becomes Wednesday, which is in terms of the markets. So that was the next trading day. So that was my first trade for technically Wednesday. Got stopped out. Once I saw that bearish pressure, I did start to take sell. So I did take a sell around, I guess, 9 p.m. I closed that with small profits, putting my stop loss at break even as soon as I was able to, just because this was more of an impulse trade. I remember, because I saw that momentum coming in so heavy, I just caught a quick scalp, and then as you can see, price reversed. But as you can see, I did re-enter a position because I thought, I guess, that there were lower highs, lower lows being created. I should have waited for a bearish confirmation candle instead of getting in here. This needed to be bearish. If this was bearish, if this had closed bearish and it closed, let's say, under here, this would have been way more comfortable to enter sells, but I kind of, again, did an impulse entry and I had to hold my drawdown because price did go up here. If price ended up pushing up and breaking this area, then of course my trade would be invalid. So I did hold a drawdown of about 235 micro pips, which is 23 regular pips, I think. Yeah, like 235. And I just waited it out. And I guess to my luck, what happened was that some Brexit news came out. The European Union basically was like, okay, maybe we need to start thinking about making some plans for a no Brexit deal, a no deal. So what happened was, of course, everyone started panicking, and then the GBP got weaker. And once I saw that push down, I definitely put my stop loss at break even, which was unfortunately hit right before it pushed down to what would have been my take profit. But hey, that's okay. And as you can see, I did not re-enter after that. I was cool with that. You know, because it was such a pretty mentally exhausting trade, even though I was pretty chill, I was tired about it, you know. So the moment I was able to put my stop loss at break even, I was happy with that, you know. A lot of times you can think, you know, you're going to battle with the markets. So anytime you get out with low loss or some profits or, you know, break even, you should be happy. You should be confident. You should be proud that, you know, you stayed level-headed and you just focused and you stayed disciplined. So for me, I never hesitate to pat myself on the back when it's due and to learn from my mistakes and to not, you know, not be negative on myself if I make a mistake like how I did here, just taking silly trades. You learn from it. You write it down in your trading journal, you review your mindset, you figure out what you can do better. And yeah, and then kind of go from there. So after this trade happened, you know, I got stopped out, price pushed down. I went to bed because at this point it was 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I was obviously super tired. And when I woke up, I saw that price was actually reversed. So what happened from there was that pretty much, from my understanding, the UK, they were kind of shrugging off the fact that EU was talking about a no deal. And the UK was like, oh, you know, we're still not opposed to negotiating. So that kind of instilled some confidence, more hope, and GBP pushed back up. So that's where we are now. I haven't taken a trade today just because, you know, I'm chilling. You know, you don't need to trade every day. You don't have to be always in the markets, especially when you're kind of exhausted from a trade. Just chill, just relax and enjoy the fact that you're not in the market. You know, that's an enjoyable feeling a lot of times. So that's pretty much just my review of the trades. Right now, I see that price is pulling back. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom in for you guys. Remember that. But yeah, I see that price went up back to this level here and it's pulling back. So it's still under this upward channel. It still has not gone back into this upward channel, but now we're kind of above this no man's land zone again. So we'll see what happens. You know, price can possibly come back down to here and start pushing up. It can break down back into no man's land, retest it, and then push down. We don't know, but it's Wednesday, you know, 12 p.m. It's lunchtime. We'll see, just because this is London closed. So now it's just New York session going on. But yeah, that's pretty much my review right now on the trades that I've taken this week. For me, what I'm working on is just not taking as many trades. So I'm not going to trade today. I'm just going to relax and then maybe look at the market tomorrow. And then ideally, I don't want to trade on Friday. So I just kind of want to reduce the amount of times I'm in the market just because of the fact that I've kind of taken quite a few trades, even though these were little scalps, you know, here and there. I don't want to be doing that too much. I don't feel too comfortable being in the market so often. So I need to kind of stay disciplined in that aspect and just continue to work on my mindset and, you know, get better and better and stay disciplined. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Hopefully this was a quick video. That was my intention. If you enjoyed this type of video where I review and kind of do a market recap, let me know. Smash that like button. I always appreciate that. Also, feel free to comment down below. How has your trading week been? Have you been chilling? Have you been trading? Have you been not trading? Let me know. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe so you know when I post another video. And in the meantime, feel free to check out any of my other videos on this channel and my other channel. But I appreciate you guys as always for stopping by, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, and life.